Welcome, friends, to another Wolff Responds. I want to talk about the election, of course, and what I think happened during the campaign. I call this the following: it's the unequal, unstable economy, stupid. That's what I mean. It's the reality, the real thing about the economy that's making all the difference. And I don't think either of the candidates understands anything about it, but they are playing in it and with it, and the outcome of the election, whatever it is, will show it. Here we go. The basic reality of this economy in the United States, evolving and building over the last 40 to 50 years, is that it is extremely unequal. The whole 19th and 20th centuries of the United States, building up what was self-consciously called the great middle class economy of the world. Yeah, a few rich people at the top and a few desperate poor folk at the bottom, but we were all the rest of us in the great middle class. That's all gone. The last 50 years finished it off. We are now a nation of super rich people at the top. They in turn hire highly paid executives. That's the people who do their work for them. And then the bottom 80 or 90% of our people are struggling to get by. That's the reality. And everybody really knows it. It's a terrible letdown for the vast middle that either was in the middle or believed it could get there pretty soon. They now understand you're not in it and it's no longer there. Not for you and not for your children either. And that makes the American people angry, bitter, resentful, upset. Now, that's the key thing. Keep that in mind. That's what it does to a population. Now add the fact that our economic system is not only making us more unequal, but is unspeakably unstable. We wobble from inflation to recession, a period of time when you can't get a job, interspersed with a period of time when you can't afford your groceries. Up and down. The institutions that were supposed to prevent that instability, the Federal Reserve, the government, fail. The best they can do is get us back to where we shouldn't have been in the first place. Wow. An unequal and unstable economy, more so than before, shaking up a population in a way it hasn't been for a long time. Okay, that's the real economic problem. Now, what do we have? We have Republicans and Democrats. What are they going to do in that situation? What are they going to do? How are they going to work in this situation? Here's what Mr. Trump has done. He's come up with two big, bold responses. One is to denounce immigration and the invasion of those poor people from the South. And the second one is, I'm the tariff king. I'm going to slap China and Russia with tariffs. And here's what's interesting about what he says. Whatever he does about immigration and whatever he does about tariffs has not, because he's done it before, cannot and will not deal with the inequality and the instability, which are the real problems. But they are symbolically what? I'm protecting Americans. He is hitting something. People want to be protected from the inequality and the instability that this economy suffers from, that keeps getting worse. They want protection. And maybe if you hit China with tariffs, if you stop the immigration, at least something will be protected. It won't. A country of 330 million people will not be affected if we have a few more or a few less millions of undocumented immigrants. They just don't matter to the basic issue. It's a phony game, but it looks dramatic. I'm going to deport millions of people. Then there's the tariff against China. That was started by him 10 years ago. Has it solved the problem? No. Has China continued to grow faster than the United States? Yes. This year, China will grow more than twice as fast as the United States. And that's the norm. If anything, it's been bigger before. Slapping tariffs on China doesn't change anything basically about the inequality and the instability. But it looks dramatic. On the other hand, you have Ms. Harris. She has nothing big and bold. She's going to let the taxes change a little bit and make people above 400,000 pay a bit more. But these are small adjustments. They don't look big and dramatic because they aren't. To her credit, she's not making crap up the way Mr. Trump does with his phony gestures. I'm protecting you. No, he isn't. It looks like something is happening. But with Ms. Harris, it doesn't look like much is happening. And to be honest, not much is. Her proposals that tinker around the edges of the economic system, they don't address these basic questions either. And neither candidate dares to admit and say to the American people, here's what's happening to you. We have an economic system that really is unequal and unstable, and that's what I'm going to deal with. Ms. Harris could have done that. She could have. She could have said, I'm really going to change the tax system of this country. We're going to tax the billionaires big time. Wow. That would have been a large response. And unlike Trump's, it would have been realistic. It's something we can do, and it can make a big difference. That might have made a difference. She might have done that. She might have changed the distribution of income in major ways and shown that to people. Then she would have had a big, bold protection of what Americans are concerned about. But she chose not to do that. Had she chosen to go a la Bernie Sanders, she might have. She might have pulled it off. But she didn't. So she took the safe, marginal route. She played the kind of small change game that Mr. Biden undertook and that Republicans and Democrats before Trump undertook. He threw all that away, came away with a big story of protecting Americans, carefully to avoiding, of course, always blaming capitalism and big business. Neither candidate dares do that. It's the irony of ironies. The reason the American middle class is gone is because the capitalist employers of America got more profit by moving production to China. China didn't make that decision. They did. If you really want to protect the American job, you can't let the capitalist employer do what they want for profit. But our bought politicians, left and right, can't say it. So they left the field. And make believe dramatic moves, that's Mr. Trump. And same old small adjustments, that's Ms. Harris. So the outcome will depend on how the American public reacts to what these people say, and even more, reacts to the fact that what's really bothering them is something neither candidate is prepared to do much about. If Trump gets in, all of that blah, blah, blah that he talks will come to nothing. The business community won't let him. And if Harris wins, she may make some of those marginal adjustments, but they won't change the basic situation either. So we'll go along, and 4 years from now, unless we all intervene as the mass of people, we'll have a rerun of this sorry excuse for an election. If interventions like these strike you as useful, please share them with other folks that might be interested and learn something as well. That's why we make them. And of course, they cost money. And if you can help us defray the costs, please know that that will be appreciated as well. Thank you.